Batman. No, not really. So here I am in Maine, or Portland, Maine. Well, actually Portland, Lewiston. Let me see if I can get a good picture of this. How do I? Let's see. Okay, I'll just flip the camera around. Here I am at the Tri-County Mental Health Services. Hope you saw all the snow. And here's the thing, I was gonna put this on YouTube right away, but I just had to do this whatever prepaid plan a couple days ago, and I told him I wanted or needed unlimited text and data, but I don't know if that necessarily went all the way through. I know I paid for that much, so I'm gonna have to get a hold of them and all that. I was just gonna post this directly to YouTube. Now, I don't know if they picked up on the phone here that sign that said Tri-County Mental Health Services. I'm in Maine right now, like I said. And I went in there just to talk to somebody, you know. I'm not trying to win any accolades or anything like that. But, I hate admitting it. I hate saying it. I hate trying to come to terms with it. But about, I don't know, I want to say 10 or 11 years ago, I got put on disability through Social Security because, well, like I said, I can't even really voice it out loud because of mental health reasons. Now, I like to tell people that I get that mental health thing for PTSD. One of my diagnosis, one of my diagnoses, just sounds wrong, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder at one time, and I figure that's part of my PTSD from when I served in the military. A lot of people in my own family are like, oh, you're just scamming them. You didn't see no combat. Don't fucking judge me. You don't know what I've seen. You don't know what I've been through. You weren't in Iraq with me. Oh, I got an uncle who says I never even went to Iraq. I served from 2000 to 2004. I got out because of conflicted emotions about going to war with Iraq. I was all for Afghanistan. But Iraq and I didn't sit very well. Yeah, I walked into that mental health place just to see if I could talk to somebody. You know, I asked, do I need an appointment? Very beautiful secretary looks at me and says, well, you have to do a referral and blah, 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 and all this. It's like, look, I don't want to call it an episode, but I'm having issues. You know? I came out here to Maine to stay with my brother. And, you know, I know part of my mental illness, I know I shouldn't drink hard alcohol, like hard liquor. I've never really had a problem with beer or wine. But, you know, holidays and all that, use that as an excuse. It's such a crutch, and it's not an excuse. But anywho, I got a little tipsy around the holidays. Said some stuff to somebody on Christmas and didn't know that they were sensitive. Kind of made fun of them about a cosmetic feature that's natural amongst men and women. Got yelled at. Apologized for it on New Year's. Waiting for traffic. Apologized on New Year's to the person and their and to the parents of the person I offended, and then proceeded to drink. Later on, my brother and I got into an argument. I'm not trying to say I had an excuse, I really didn't. I saw him do something to some youngsters that I taught him, like the whole, quick cup check and then barely pat you in the face thing, like slap boxing or whatever. I did that to Matt, but I mean, I wasn't gonna use any names. Did that to my brother. And then, you know how people get emotional when they drink. He proceeded to let me know that his mouth is super sensitive and not to even barely tap him there. He also got into such a... He got teary-eyed. He said to me, he's like, "What is it with you? You've been on me for weeks." I'm just thinking, what are you talking about, I mean, I know now. I guess on Christmas, because I knew there would be a lot of alcohol involved, I said to him, or I said to everyone, I said, "Oh, I hope I don't get drunk." Or I didn't even say, "I hope I don't." I said, "Probably gonna get drunk. Matt and I are probably gonna get in a fight," to sum it up. I hate dropping names. But it's too late. I already said Matt more than once. Anyhow, I said that, and I guess that kind of sat in his head. That kind of sat in everybody's head. Instead, I ended up in an argument with somebody else that night. After that, I was like, okay. That'll be, that'll be my target if it happens again. But then a week later, I get to drinking. Matt and I get into an argument about him being sensitive. He kind of started backing me into a corner. I warned him, I said, "Please don't back me into a corner." I said, "You just told me like several times not to hit you in the mouth. If you're gonna back me into a corner, if you're going to, I was like, "Matt, I've been on the streets too long." I said, "If you back me into a corner, or if you come at me, or if anything goes to happen, I'm gonna defend myself, and without thinking, I'm probably gonna end up hitting you in the mouth on accident." We had some more words. I can't remember if he speared me first or I hit him first. I'm pretty sure that, from what I've talked to other people, they said that they just kind of saw him go at me when I was in the kitchen. Things got flipped around. I ended up popping him in the mouth. I warned him. They warned me not to hit him in the mouth. When I hit him in the mouth, well, needless to say, things got bloody. I split his lip. His partner, he calls him his husband, but his partner, his boyfriend, his husband, whatever, woke up, saw that Matt and I were fighting, and called his brother to come over and break it up. As soon as I saw his brother, I went at him, because he said something to me. Anyhow, I came out of the bedroom and I ended up going at my brother's partner's brother. I also said some very mean things to my brother's partner. I called him the F word, and I don't mean fucker. And I have to say, and I'm not asking for you know, I'm not a gay basher, all right? I've always posted things about LGBTQ. I've always signed petitions. I'm always blasting equal rights humanity stuff on my Facebook page, on any of that stuff. I've always been, you know, very supportive. When I first got here to Maine, I even spent a lot of money to watch my brother's partner do a drag contest, or not a contest, but a drag show. You know, a drag queen show. It was great. I had a great time. There were so many gorgeous women there. I mean, not just men dressed as women, but there was actually really, you know, whatever. That's neither here nor there. Anyhow, back to the story at hand. So I said some things to my brother's partner, like using the F word. I was told not to use the F word. But to be honest, the company that I've kept the past couple years, the way I kind of grew up, the F word just flies out of my fucking mouth. And I don't mean fuck. So there was a few times where I had to correct myself. There was a few times where I was playing video games and, you know, I used that word. I'm like, please, I'm sorry, please excuse me. But when you say that word to someone who is homosexual and you mean it as a slur, as a defamation of their character, it's wrong. It's just like using the N-word to a black guy. Well, I gotta put a color on it. It's just like using the N-word to anyone. And pronouncing the R at the end. I don't know how many times I've been told, oh, I can say that word as long as I say, you know, pronounce it with an A at the end. I've been told that by many, sorry to put a color on it, black man. Or black woman, to be honest. Nobody ever gave a fuck. But when you use that word in a hateful manner, and you pronounce it all the way, then it has different connotations. It's the enunciation and the way people say things. Now, being drunk was not an excuse. I don't have an excuse. I know I've said that I frequently say the F word, but that's still not an excuse. I even tried really, really hard not to be such an asshole. And I can't, you know, sometimes things just, you know, occur. Now, back to that. So I thought I was going to be, you know, I haven't seen my brother in like 5 years. When the last time I did see him, I only saw him for a week. I must say that when I did see him last, he knocked me out. For whatever reason. That time we fought over a woman. Not like we're both trying to get the same woman. It was just, I was trying to pick up somebody at the bar. My brother said he overheard her say she was just trying to scam me. I think I heard her too, but I didn't care. I just wanted some female company. He tried to tell her to kick rocks. He did tell her to kick rocks. I got mad. I was drinking, big surprise. And he knocked me flat on my face. So I'm not saying that what happened when me hitting my brother and giving him stitches and splitting his lip is an excuse. Yet, when we get together and there's hard alcohol involved, these kind of things happen. People get emotional. Things that seem like didn't offend anybody when they were said sober come out to seem really offensive later and are brought up. Now, nothing against my brother or or his partner. A lot of people are, you know, I heard a few conversations while I was here with some of his neighbors, with people trying to say that you know, they choose to be heterosexual, or they choose this or choose that. Bullshit. It's not a choice, you know? It's really not. It's genetics. Scientists have totally proven that there's a gene that marks homosexuality. There's a gene that marks bisexuality. There's a gene that marks heterosexuality. There might even be a gene that marks quarter sexuality. Who the F knows, you know? Who the fuck knows? But anywho, so I wanted to go into the mental health place today and just talk to somebody. Just load off on them. Tell them what's going on. So I guess talking to myself in my hand here, maybe any future viewers. I know on my YouTube channel I've said some lame stuff like I'm a homeless veteran, it's gonna run for president in 2020 and all this stuff. I'd love to. I have a million great ideas. I think people would vote for me, I just don't know if I'd actually get elected. I thought about starting a whole GoFundMe thing, but that site's a notorious scam place. I mean, that guy who started the money for the wall, do you think he'd actually give the money to the government to spend on the wall? People have actually donated that guy money. He won't build that wall himself. He'll go buy himself a house and put a wall around his house and say, fuck you Americans and fuck you Mexicans. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. But anyhow, my actions on New Year's now got me homeless again. I haven't made any videos. I was calling it a video journal, video diary, whatever you want to call it. I haven't made any videos quite a while. My heart weighs heavily because the mean things that I said to Sean, I mean, shit, I'm not supposed to be using names. Mean things I said, I also insulted his drag. You know, that's a lot of work. Especially if you're a man trying to make yourself pull off a woman. That's a lot of work. The only thing I feel about that though is I wasn't really trying to make fun of him. All I said was, you play dress up once a month. That's not a lie. Like I didn't, at the time when I said it, I did mean it in an insulting manner. But if you think about it, he does play dress. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like an a-hole here, but it is dress up, you know? But hey, I'm not gonna lie, I play dress up all the time, but I don't dress up like a woman. This whole outfit I'm wearing right now, this is dress up. I go out of my way sometimes to not shave correctly. The best way I could put it is back when I was serving, I would take hours to get ready to go out with my buddies. I'd trim my hair, I'd shave, I'd put on like 4 or 5 different shirts. I'd try and act like I was gonna walk a certain way, I was gonna talk a certain way. And by the time after about an hour, 2 hours getting ready, I would just throw on a flannel, mess up my hair and say fuck it. And not even really care about my appearance. That's actually how I used to, you know, when I didn't, but I know what he does, my brother's partner does is a lot of work. And at the time, when I said all it is dress up, I didn't mean it in an insulting manner, but at the same time, if I think about it, it's really not that insulting. I mean, it probably still is. So I probably should just put my foot in my mouth. But at the same time, I have a heavy respect for it. Can I tell him that now? No, he won't even listen to me. Can't even talk to him. He says he doesn't feel safe because of me punching my brother. And the truth is, it's not that he doesn't, you know, that he isn't safe, but if it came down to it, and certain words were said, or if I even thought he lunged at me, because of my background, because I've been on the streets, because of that stuff, and I even tried to warn my brother about this, because of all that, I probably would hit him. I probably would defend myself, because to me, I even told my brother before we even got into the fight, I said, Matt, there's certain things, because of the way I've lived the past 10 years, I can't turn off. I mean, to be honest, I was really enjoying living at my brother's. It was doing great for my sanity. I felt loved again. I didn't have to sleep with a fucking knife under my head. You know, I didn't have to sleep with a knife in my hand. When I was living on the streets, I was taken advantage of so many times. Robbed so many times. Raped. And now, because of me being an asshole and my judgmental bigotry, now I'm back to fucking just... I mean, this is what I got to look forward to, as, you know? I mean, not really. I got a hotel for a couple days, but I just can't keep living like this. My brother was like, you get $1,000 a month. How do you even make it through a month? I don't know how many shelters I've stayed in. I don't know how many times I've had to beg to put something in my mouth. It's just to eat. And I don't... God, that sounded a little homoerotic, but I don't mean it like that. I really don't, but that's fitting given what I'm talking about and what I said. My brother means a lot to me. And he was probably the biggest chance I had at probably getting myself straight and getting sane. And I had to ruin that. And I take full responsibility for that. Nobody else can. I can't blame alcohol. I can only blame myself and my actions when I'm on alcohol. But I do know now, and I knew then, I was better off leaving it alone. Well, around in May, not in May, Jesus. Sometimes I think too fast for words that are coming out of my mouth. Monday, I'll be on a plane back to Florida. And when I told my mom that I was like, Matt didn't throw me out. Sean told me I couldn't stay there. If I had been, never mind, I could come up with a different million excuses about how, if I was doing this or doing that, you know. And I don't want to make Matt choose a relationship. Or me over somebody else. Last time something like this happened, I chose for him. I didn't want him to choose, so I left. It's kind of like, well, that isn't kind of like what I'm doing now. I was told to go, and without anybody saying anything, I know that it's for the best, and that's probably what everybody wants. When I tell my mom that I'm coming home, I was like, hey, you know, I bought a ticket for Monday because my brother's partner doesn't really want me being around anymore. She's like, oh, where'd you get a ticket to? I said Orlando. I didn't hear from her again for I don't know how many hours. So that shows you how much, you know. It's not that I'm not wanted. It's just my mouth, the things I say, the things I've done, my actions sometimes. I'm not trying to get any pity, and I need to stop crying. But I'm a lot to deal with. My family knows that. They try. My brother really, really tried hard. He was really, really pushing for this, but that violent streak isn't something that's just going to go away. They don't know they're just like, you know, people don't expect that out of me, you know. A lot of people, maybe even my brother and his partner and his brother's brother were like, oh, we got this under wraps because we got this big guy here in the neighborhood who's actually related to my brother's partner. He'll come over there and tell Anthony, and Anthony will back down. I'm like, when I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong, and I'll acknowledge that I'm wrong. But when I'm in that mode, once that's turned on, that defense switch, I can't turn it off. And right now I'm turning off this video. I'll upload it for myself.